Dore Gold is a foreign policy advisor to the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and is live with us here on the Fox News deck this afternoon. It's nice to see you.
Good to be here.
I'm hearing a lot of pundits say today it looks like this is going to be quick, not last too long, with the aim of getting the rockets out of their hands. And I don't know how they are able to say this with 40,000 troops on the border.
Well, I think the point is to not look at an event like this with a stopwatch, but to look at the mission. And the mission is to bring to an end this constant rocket fire on Israel. You know, people of Israel are resilient, and they're supporting their government, they're supporting their army, because they want this to come to an end. And therefore, whatever is required, and how much ever time is required, I think the Prime Minister and his government will receive support.
You don't want casualties if you can avoid them. There's no way you want to send troops over the border if you don't have to. Is it starting to look like that's not going to be necessary?
You know, I wouldn't want to start, guessing and what do you call it, Monday morning quarterbacking the military moves that are necessary. We have a very serious problem. The Hamas has embedded its military capability inside the Palestinian population. So what do you do if you're Israel? Do you just say, okay, we're going to use massive firepower against Palestinians? We're not at war with the Palestinians. We're at war with Hamas. So you want to separate the military capability of Hamas from the Palestinians, and that's what that Israeli military strategy is right now working on.
Have you heard anything about a ceasefire?
Yeah, on television.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on television too, but I know there's talk of a ceasefire. In the past, ceasefires have delayed more than anything else. It sounds to me like what Israel wants to do this time is not ceasefire, but get in there and get rid of these rockets, because they're reaching Tel Aviv and Haifa's of particular interest for a number of reasons, in ways that they haven't before.
Well, I think the Prime Minister uses the word sustainable, a sustainable ceasefire. Now, a sustainable ceasefire is not a ceasefire that leaves thousands of Iranian rockets sitting in place, ready to be used at the next crisis, or the next time Tehran wants them to put pressure on Israel. We're just not going to allow that kind of situation to continue.
People who say that those in Gaza have struck but killed no one, and the Israelis have killed 175 people, and those people would say this doesn't seem very fair to a people who are basically occupied. What do you say in response?
Well, hey, they're not occupied. Israel unilaterally withdrew from the Gaza Strip. We had hoped.
They're very well blocked.
Well, they may be, but that's not an occupation. And Israel had hoped that the Palestinians would use the opportunity of the Israeli withdrawal in 2005 to build a new society, to build a new country. They didn't do that. They invested instead in huge amounts of weaponry, and we could even see the rate of rocket fire increased on Israel after we withdrew.
And were the settlements not encroaching? Is it possible that the 3 Israelis would not be dead and this wouldn't have happened?
Well, there were no settlements in the Gaza Strip. There's no basis for Hamas to make any reference to settlements.
Well, the 3 kids were from a settlement. The 3 kids...
Oh, in the West Bank. Mm-hmm. That's something else.
Yep.
But that was just pure murder. That was picking up, teenagers coming back from school, throwing them into a car, and killing them at the first opportunity.
And now it's your belief that Israel needs to get in and get rid of all of these rockets. That's going to be a difficult and life-costing endeavor.
Well, in parallel to that horrible act of Hamas in murdering those 3 Israeli teenagers, they began escalating rocket fire against Israel. So what is the Prime Minister of Israel supposed to do? Just sit back and take it? No, he has to protect his country, and he has to make sure that that huge rocket supply that exists in Gaza can't be used at will by Hamas anytime they want.
Dore Gold, nice to see you again.
Pleasure.
All right. For the second time this year, former President George W. Bush the 43rd, is recovering after doctors